So if you're any kind of content creator or filmmaker these days, you probably own one of these wireless lavalier/lapel microphones. Every single content creator on TikTok and YouTube has one of these of some kind, but have you ever wondered to yourself, how do I process the audio that gets recorded through this microphone? Because the audio coming straight out of these is not good enough or pro quality enough for your final edits. So what kind of processing do you do to get those audio sources to sound pro quality? I got you covered. Oh there, okay, there we go. I'm going to be taking you through a very simple and very easy way to process the audio that we can get out of these awesome little lavalier microphones using Davinci Resolve and only the built-in plugins that are built into Davinci itself. There are no paid plugins here. This is also the free version of Davinci, so there's no money that you have to spend to do any of this whatsoever. It is super simple, it is super quick, so don't blink or you might miss it. Let's jump into it and get your audio sounding top tier and pro quality. Okay, let's just get to this so you can get your audio sounding nice and pro. So it's not anything too crazy. All I've got pulled up right now is one of my TikTok/Reels videos here. I'm talking directly into my Hollyland Lark Max, as you can hear. The age-old question, what camera should I buy to start making my own content and my own films? Well, so that is how the audio on my Hollyland Lark Max sounds straight into my camera. So there's no processing or anything done other than what it records through the microphone and the preamps built into my Sony a6400. That is it. So that is the base audio quality. And I mean, here's what I will say. Maybe I am a Sony shooter. Maybe it's good enough for you, but for me, that's not good enough audio quality. It's missing a lot of things. As a musician who records himself, that just doesn't cut it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the Fairlight tab where you process your audio and whatnot. And we're going to go all the way here to the right-hand side where we have all of our effects and everything. And we're going to look at Audio 1, which is our Lark Max. So what we're going to do is 3 different things. And it is super simple, so this is where you really, really need to pay attention, or you will miss everything that I'm doing, because it's not a whole lot. So right over here under Track Effects, Davinci has something called Dialogue Leveler. So we're going to enable that, and if you look at the settings, you can see the 3 different things that it's doing. So I always have it set to like what the default is, and I don't even really mess with anything here. On rare occasion, I will turn off the background reduction if I'm going to use a separate plugin that's a bit better than what's built into Davinci, but this, for what we're doing, is way more than good enough. So I just kind of leave it as default. Obviously, it's going to reduce loud dialogue and lift soft dialogue, so it's basically adding some compression, and then it's going to actually do a bit of background reduction, so it's going to do some noise cancellation, removing like fans and hums and stuff like that, and it does a pretty good job. And so that is the step 1. Step 2 is actually down in the dynamics section where you see this green diagonal line. So we're going to click on that. And there's a lot of stuff here that can get you very confused if you don't know what you're looking for. So we're not even going to worry about any of the dials here. We're not going to fine tune anything. We're going to use the presets that are built in here. So what we're going to do is pick one of these. And now what I kind of go through are 2 different presets here. Either dialogue compression, dialogue leveler, softening, or dialogue leveler full expander. For basic audio of just my voice, a lot of times I will just do the dialogue compression. Now, if I've got a bunch of other stuff going on, like sound effects and stuff like that, I'll do a soft knee. And sometimes if something's way too quiet and I just really wanted to get that kind of saturation, I'll do the full expander, but that is neither here nor there. For today, we're going to just pick the basic dialogue compression. Not to be confused with dialogue basic, we're doing dialogue compression. And that's going to do everything you need it to do, so don't worry about that. Step 3, and the final step to getting your quality of audio 10 times better. Right below the dynamics is EQ, so we're going to open that up. And what I have found to be a really good match for at least my Hollyland Lark Max and the Comica Vimo Q that I recently got to review, this male lav finisher, even though I know it's intended for actual clip-on lav mics, works really, really well with my Holly Landmark Max. So that is the only third and final step. You can see the EQ curve that it adds there, and to me, that adds quite a bit of interesting, good sounds to my voice, and that is what I like to follow. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to play it without any of these turned on so you can hear all of the different things that it's doing to the audio. So I'm going to play the audio here. I'm going to have it whoop, 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 loop so that we can just continuously hear it in case something happens. If it's not already looping, which it is not, so we're going to go back to the edit tab. We're going to loop it so that it loops. And then we're going to get back here, open up Dialogue Leveler, open up the dynamics, and open up the EQ. So I'm going to show you what this all sounds like with everything off, and then one at a time, turn everything on so you get what I'm doing. All right, you ready? Let's do it. What camera I should buy? You got any tips? The age-old question. What camera should I buy to start making my own content and my own films? Well, here's what I will say. I am a Sony shooter. I love my Sony cameras, and I can only rave about them to the ends of the earth. I think Sony is the best for... Obviously, the biggest change is really the EQ. That adds the extra finish that makes this mic really bloom. The other stuff is just kind of routine, getting levels. But the EQ, listen before video, I think they're the best for photography, and after I think they're best for hybrid, and they have one of the widest. It's so good. It's so basic. 3 steps: dialogue leveler with the default settings, adding the dynamics of dialogue compression preset, and then going to your EQ and adding the male lav finisher. Now, if you're a female, maybe this might be something different to try. There's a female lav fixer, so maybe try that, or just use the male lav finisher because maybe that'll work really well for your voice too. But that is my basic 3 steps. This is all built into Davinci. This is the free version of Davinci, so nothing needs to be paid for, and you can get great sounding audio as long as you recorded a decent level with your microphone to begin with, and that's it. You got great audio. It may not be pro, but it's definitely a lot closer to pro than amateur. So, you're welcome. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and if you have any other questions about my post-production on any of my videos, let me know down in the comments, and I'll try to address those as soon as I can. See you guys later.